Yesterday I was walking around the city, feeling a bit frustrated that my bus line was out of order. But I was mostly numb as usual. Too numb to notice all the different parks, streets, and various buildings around me. Except for one. It was a store that looked like a modernized witch's hut on a dark alley. I admit that the medieval European fantasy style allured me. So I went in and browsed through the witch's wares. Herbs, spices, stag antlers, tiger claws, and what at some point would have been a perfectly preserved iguanodon tibia was now a miracle healing powder being sold in a flask for a number with many, many zeros behind it. Ugh, where did I end up at? I grumbled to myself. The owner had nothing to worry about though. I couldn't even find the energy to report anything to the police. I wanted to walk straight out the door, but a trinket caught my eye. It was a bright pink flask glinting on one of the back shelves. It was cheap, so I thought no harm could come of it. Now I'm lying on the couch, with a little empty bottle dangling in my right hand and a glass of water in my left. I grimaced hard at its medicine-like bitterness. Who knows what was in it? Oh well, if it kills me, it kills me. I continue watching the news until I realize that the sound of rain outside drew my attention. All of a sudden, I get this furious urge to turn the TV off, unplug it, and maybe throw it out the window. I did all but the latter, and then I laid on the couch in fear of the dark emotions that would soon capture me and drag me down into the depths of depression. Nothing happened, so I looked inward to see what's going on. The door to my sadness was barred shut, and I felt like it would be too much of a bother to try and open it. Less than 5 minutes later, I eyed the rugged tree stump that I used for a nightstand. I need a saw, I murmured out loud in the empty apartment. The neighbor has one. I swung myself off the couch with an energy of a 5-year-old and burst out the door. My neighbor was taken by surprise, but she was happy to oblige. 30 minutes later, that old tree stump that I'd never had the time or energy for was shaped in the basic form of what would eventually become a Hindu goddess. Now I need chisels, I murmur on the way to my laptop, and a moment later the order was placed and the package would arrive in 1 to 2 weeks. Ugh, so late. I pondered the idea of using kitchen knives for carving until my belly growled. I opened the fridge and scrunched my nose at the microwave food. I picked up the nearly rotten celery stalk, carrot, some greens, and a tomato. I actually feel like a salad, I said cheerfully, until I realized what state I left the kitchen in last time. But not in this dump, so I went ahead and washed all the dishes, cleaned the kitchen floor, threw away the expired food in my fridge, tidied up the house, lit a candle, and finally sat down to eat my salad. With my belly half full, I stepped outside on the veranda and stared at the full moon. The rain had stopped and the sky was almost clear now. Whoa, it's beautiful. I woke up the next morning feeling my old, gloomy self again, but with a cleaned house and an ongoing wood carving and a nice little scented candle on the table. I got up and went to get dressed so I could ask the witch for another one of those potions. Shit, did I just get addicted to a drug?